Hey guys, Anna here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we're in the world of Willow Creek and we are building the 2024 Christmas build. I'm so excited about this. This is actually a part of our restricted pack series. So this utilizes the expansion pack seasons and base game, and we are on the lot which is home to the Spencer Kim household usually, which is in the upper left portion of Willow Creek. And this is I would say it's I would say it's a very traditional home. It's a little bit colonial style, and it is a 5 by 2.5 bedroom house, and it is a symmetrical build. All right, so I love Christmas time, and one of my favorite things to do in Christmas time is just watch movies, and I am a huge Home and Alone fan, and this build is very reminiscent of that Home and Alone build. So I pulled inspiration from that, and I thought it would be fun to try to recreate that build. So that is what we are doing here today. It is not exactly the same. The floor plan is different, and of course the back of the house is probably very different because I couldn't really find a lot of information regarding the back of the build, but I tried to make the front of the build as accurate as possible. The landscaping is very different and the furnishings are different, but I still really like this build. It came together fairly simple. I do really like this style of house. It's very simple to build, but the floor plan is much harder. So when you have a symmetrical build, floor plans are a little bit more on the challenging side, because when you have bump outs assist you with the floor plan. You know, you might have a smaller bump out that might be like, okay, cool, that's a perfect bathroom size. Or you might have a bump out that kind of is positioned in the way that you could see a kitchen or an open living space. So when everything is symmetrical and you don't have that many bump outs, it's really hard to kind of picture where things are going to go. So in my experience, though they look beautiful from the outside, they're a little bit harder to do a floor plan. So how I've done it in this build is I've started with our stairs, and then from there, what I like to do is determine what is going to be the right and left wing of the house, essentially. So that's what we will do. So we are moving into the floor plan now. So I do start, as I said, by placing our stairs. And then from there, I've determined that the right side of the right wing of the house, you would say, the lower floor, is going to be a kitchen and dining. And there'll also be a bathroom there as well, and hallways. And then the left side is completely a living room. And I wanted a very spacious living room in this build purely because it is a seasons build. So we need to have the fireplace and the Christmas tree and just space for everything, just space for family. And you know, that's where you would have that. However, the dining room in this build, now that I look at it, it's very small, and it wouldn't make a lot of sense when you think about the Christmas dinner component or family meals. It's very small, but I do think that it's okay. It's The Sims. You know, quite often Sims don't eat at a table anyway. All right, so that's basically my first tip regarding a build that's a little bit like that when you're looking at a closed floor plan, is kind of create sections and zones, and you want to utilize hallways. Hallways are what's going to be really important. Not only do hallways add flow into a floor plan, but it allows you a definitive place to put doors. And that's really important because I feel like sometimes with an open floor plan, sometimes your doors are kind of a little bit out of place, or it's really hard to hide them. But in a closed floor plan, you can really create hallways that tuck and hide doors away. So that's a little tip I have. All right, so we are upstairs, and this is the upstairs floor plan section. The upstairs is quite interesting because you have to factor in where the staircase landing is and how much room you want to leave for the Sims to route around the staircase. And once you figure that out, you can kind of go, okay, where's a big section for me to put the master bedroom? And I know personally, like a double bed generally needs about 4 to 5 tiles wide to be able to comfortably fit a double bed in The Sims. So I utilize the grid quite a lot when I do floor plans because it allows me to kind of get that spacing right for bedrooms. And so once I had the master bedroom, we have another bedroom off to the side, 2 bedrooms, and then across we have a big bathroom. And then further down the end of the upper floor, we have a further 2 bedrooms and a tiny half bath. So that's just simply got a toilet and a sink. And it makes sense because I feel that when I realized I had like 5 bedrooms, I was like, okay, you need to have a third bathroom. Couldn't fit a third bathroom, then a half bath, makes sense. It'd be like doing a 4x1. It's not the best kind of, I think as well, when you think about kind of layout as well, you kind of tend to think about real life houses. And if you think about how many Sims or people are going to be in that house, you need to have enough bathrooms to accommodate that for it to be realistic. So for me, I really like to do a 3x1 or a 3x2, a 4x2, a 5x3, and I kind of go from there. All right, so that's the main kind of exterior shell plus the floor plan. And now we are jumping out to do the landscaping. So potentially I felt a little bit inspired to do that. I really didn't know where to start other than the fact that in the Home and Alone build, they did have like a brick kind of raised garden bed. So I put those in this build as well. And I've just cluttered it with some basic shrubs and flowers and hydrangeas, of course. And then I thought, why not just do like a path? Now, I should have done this build in the snow. I believe when I take the screenshots, I do, put this build in snow, but I have not built it in the snow, but that would be really lovely to get the full picture and that kind of a white Christmas. In Australia, we don't have white Christmas, but I definitely want to experience that one day. I feel like if I could go to America around holidays and New Year's, that would be an experience I would love to have one time. All right, so this is the back of the build. I just start with the fencing because I like to fence off because then it allows me to kind of determine how much space I want to utilize. Sometimes with a backyard and landscaping, I get a little overwhelmed. So if I can kind of predetermine the space I want to use, then it allows me to properly decorate. So I've gone in with a pool, gone with a curved pool, just done some terrain painting. This, with Seasons, the standout items. Let's talk about the items, okay? Because we are determining whether we like the build and buy of Seasons. So standout items is anything related to gameplay. So all of the play equipment, the summer equipment, the water balloons, the gardening stuff, Patchy the Scarecrow, all of that stuff is top tier amazing. Along with that, I would say the doors and the windows are amazing. I haven't used the windows in this particular build purely because the base game windows with the shutters absolutely matched the inspiration picture of the, Home and Alone house. So in this particular build, I haven't used them. I've used them in Thursday's build. So Thursday's build is a smaller kind of festive home. I believe that is it a 3x1 or a 2x1? It's a smaller home, much smaller home. And I've utilized the windows there. But the doors, the single tiled standard Seasons door, I'm pretty confident I use that door in every single build that I do. That's in my general building. So if I was to build with all the packs, that's generally the door that I go with. That or the high school years door. But for the longest time, we didn't have high school years. So the Seasons door was my go-to door. So it definitely has to be part of my standout item. But again, there's a lot of gameplay, and Seasons is one of those packs where it expands on every single save and story that you tell because it's like a in the background kind of feature. But I do think it does expand the game. All right, so let's talk about, we're just moving inside to start the decorating process, and we are starting in that living room. As I said, this is the left-hand side of the left wing of the lower floor, and I am just starting with the living room. Now, this section here kind of highlights my issue with the Seasons pack. I love the pack, and I love the assets. I just don't like the swatches. And I think that this will probably be a running theme with the earlier packs that came with Sims 4, because the swatches are, a lot of them are unusable in my opinion. They're too vibrant, they're too bright. And for something like spring or summer, that might be appealing. But I feel like for winter, you're either looking for something that's a little bit festive, or you're looking for something that's like a dark and moody kind of mature color, like a plum. Like, I do love the purple shades in a lot of the swatches for this packet are great. But then there are items like, for example, the mantelpiece here, the fireplace place. The swatches are terrible. The swatches are absolutely terrible. I went with a blue theme. I didn't go with the traditional green and red Christmas, but that would have been really applicable as well. But I just found that some of the swatches were just not usable. And that's my biggest gripe with this pack. I love the items and the assets themselves. I just wish the colors were a little bit more usable. All right, so this is our main living room. So I've got a TV in here, a massive space for seating. I've got little chairs by the fireplace. I do actually love that couch set, the love seat and the armchairs. I think that they're great. And I really like, what else do I really like? The garland, all of the little decorative stuff, right? This is all that festive decorative stuff. Obviously the trees, the little wall decals, all of that stuff is done really well. Just putting in some little Christmas cards. I love the nutcrackers. Now, I think you're meant to put, I don't know, because I'm not American, I wouldn't have a clue. Do the nutcrackers go outside by the door? I'm not sure. I've put it in the entryway, but it could be wrong. And yeah, so this is just our little entryway. I've just got like a simple buffet table. The bedside table lamps in Seasons is the other probably most used item, that and the thermostat. So again, I do use a lot of the items from Seasons, but again, those swatches are just, they're terrible. All right. We are moving into the kitchen. This is a very basic kitchen. It took me a little bit to kind of get the layout that I wanted. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to put in an island, but I thought that it would make a little bit of sense to put in an island with a little bit of seating. Base game doesn't have a lot of good bar stools, and obviously Seasons didn't come with any. So this kitchen set is all base game. And yeah, so we've got this kind of enclosed kind of kitchen, which you would see a lot in older houses, I feel, where, you know, it's not open at all. It's very closed. And then through the hall there, you then have a dining room. It's not very big. And I think the problem is it's not wide enough. If it was wide, I could put the table in at a different orientation and that it would suit much better. But I wanted to use a microwave in this build. I don't usually use a microwave, so I'm trying to use things that I don't normally use and clutter up the kitchen and actually take time to do that, because normally I don't bother with all that stuff. But yeah, no, I definitely did in this build. All right, so again, clutter items are really good in this pack as well. We are moving into the dining room. I do actually like these Seasons chairs. So they're a taller chair, but it's a kind of interesting chair. It's not modern, but it's definitely more a sophisticated traditional chair. So I do like that. The other gripe I have is the plants. So we don't get very good plants with Seasons. We have that kind of item that it's like a plant holder with some plants in it. I've used it there in the dining room. And I don't like the swatches on it. I feel like the texture and the color of the foliage is just not right. But yeah, anyway, besides that, Okay, so this is just like a little hallway. So I've just put like a little set of drawers and just cluttered it with all of the Christmas kind of decorations. And then I've used a lot more of the red and green and the streamers. And I just kind of looked at all the wall decals, and I just realized that something was kind of missing in the kitchen. And we do go in and put a backsplash in there and a rug. And I've just put all of these kind of decorative banners all around the build, and some candles. I've got some really lovely candles that came with Seasons as well. The lights are a bit interesting. They're not my favorite. Some of the rugs are okay. I do like the smaller rugs that we've just used there in the kitchen, but there's a longer rug that's not my favorite. It's kind of like a runner. But yeah. All right, so I remembered that I hadn't used the Seasons door, so I did swap that out for the front door. I don't remember if I did the back. I don't think I did the back. And then I wanted to do like a little bit of a focal wall, so I decided to use the backsplash tile that's used in the bathroom into the kitchen. All right, speaking about the bathroom, Seasons comes with a beautiful bathroom set, which has the bath, the shower, the toilet, and I believe a sink. Yes. The thing is with this is kind of giving me log cabin in the woods kind of vibe, but it's also like modern-ish. So it's very interesting, the styles that you get. And the wallpaper that does come with Seasons does lead towards more like a log cabin type vibe. That kind of like cozy. I don't know why I'm thinking Colorado Christmas. That's kind of where I'm thinking. Just like that winter theme. Also, I apologize if you see the backyard and there's no terrain paint. I have the infamous glitch where my terrain paint disappears, so I will be adding that in. So that is our downstairs bathroom. That is pretty much the only bathroom you'll see decorated. I did put in that second rug that I'm not a huge fan of, but it did take up the majority of that bathroom, like the length of the bathroom, because it was more of a rectangle shape. And I liked that it had the color scheme, but it's more of like a black and white color scheme in there. We are moving upstairs. All right, so upstairs was interesting. I wanted to kind of go through the items and see what I was missing. I wanted to utilize a lot of what came with Seasons, especially like that umbrella stand I just put in the entryway. I quite often forget that that item even exists. And I guess that's also like another fun thing about doing these pack restricted builds is you find out like what comes with what packs. Because initially when you get it, you might remember it, and then things just, like I haven't put vacuum cleaners in my builds in a very long time. I don't often do laundry and things like that. So I'm interested to kind of go back and then make sure I'm utilizing these items. All right, so that's the plant that I was talking about that has the plant stand with the plants that I don't like. I put in a smaller Christmas tree up here just because I had the space. And I did this other seating area, and you can just kind of see as I'm going through the swatches there that I'm not really feeling any of the swatches. So I just go with a white and beige kind of tone. And I wanted to put the cards table upstairs here, but I felt that it didn't really fit. So I've just kind of let that space be. Even the swatches on the presents, I find them to be too vibrant and just not usable. So yeah, the swatches are a continuous problem. I love the beds. I love the beds in this pack. I just wish different swatches. You can tell that there's a theme here, but this is the master bedroom. And it's very simple, which is I just use basic wood tones, and I love how cozy it feels in here. And I believe we just put in a chair and maybe clutter up the dresser potentially. We also didn't get a lot of paintings in Seasons. We did get a lot of wall decals, of course, and decorative things in that nature. So it's definitely a pack where I think it is definitely achievable to use base game and Seasons and to get something cohesive. But yeah, I definitely feel that yeah, it would pair well with other packs. All right, so we are in our first child's room. I really didn't know what to put in this room, so I thought maybe utilize some of the decals. I kind of selected the beds. I love this kind of children's canopy bed, and looking at the prints, it kind of looks like it's something that should be in island living. And I always have this theory that, you know, they have leftover assets from expansion packs that they design, and they find ways to put them into other packs. So I have a theory that potentially that bed was meant to be for island living, but nonetheless, it is a beautiful bed, and it's actually got decent ratings on it, so energy ratings. So it's actually quite a usable bed. So that's the first kind of child's room. I, made sure I used a lot of decals, and I put some Christmas cards in there. And then this room, another part of Seasons is I didn't realize that the Scouts activity or after school activity came with Seasons. So that's very interesting. So I included that. So I wanted this sim to be more into Scouts, and potentially this was a smaller bedroom. I think I did have very odd sized rooms, so I wasn't able to put a lot into this bedroom, but I still made it nice, and I still made it, dressed it up the best I could. I think I rearrange it. I've been doing it a lot lately with putting the dresser next to the bed as opposed to an end table. It's just a little hack to just fit a little bit more into the room, because I do want it to be functional, and I think that I like to have desks in children's rooms to do their homework. So that's exciting. All right, and then the third child's room is a girl's room. We've used that canopy bed again. We've also used the activity table. So that activity table also came with Seasons. So I wanted to try to use everything that came with the pack. So I've added that in here, and this is just a super sweet girly space. I've used the rug that came with the base game upgate. I love the little clouds. And I just kind of put unicorns and pink things and just fun. So this is a really lovely space. In here, I believe we just put a mirror and maybe some extra cluttered items. I really like the calendar piece as well. These are base game curtains. Season does actually have really good curtains, but I think they pair really well with the Seasons windows. So because I didn't use them, I didn't use that in this pack. So the final bedroom is, I guess, either a teens room or a spare bedroom, you could say. And I've put the double bed up against the wall. It's still usable for your Sims. They'll just, scoot across. And this is in another blue themed kind of colored room. I prefer the other bed. This is the other double bed that came with Seasons. And I'm not a huge fan of it. Again, the swatches are what bothers me. I wish we had better swatches, but it pairs well with the rugs, which came with the pack as well. And this is just a simple room. It's just got a dresser and a desk, and I did put a computer and a bookcase in here as well. This little lamp thing is part of from Seasons. It's got some festive colors and whatnot on it. Alrighty, and I think we are and that mirror also came from Seasons. It's a little bit modern, and it's interesting how, again, the styles do differ amongst it. Alrighty, I think I'm just looking around for final touches, and then we will be going into the tour. Alright, we are live in game, and we are going to go for the tour. We are heading into the entryway. Really simple entryway. We've got the nutcracker there. That leads into the left side of the build, which is that living room. You've got the Christmas tree, the decorations box, the fireplace, plenty of room for your Sims to sit. Into a hallway kind of space, which goes into the downstairs bathroom, which again has all of that modern bathroom furniture. Down the end of the hall, you then go into the kitchen and into the dining room, which again, it's a little bit small. I wish it was a little bit bigger. And then we go upstairs into that little foyer. This is really fun space. You've got a desk there for homework, a nice little seating area. And then you go into potentially the upstairs bathroom. Really loved all of the rugs. They have got all different kind of festive holidays and stuff, so that's really nice. This is our master bedroom. I'm just going to put some curtains in here. I realized that I forgot to put some curtains in the master bedroom, so I'm just quickly doing that. And then we'll be heading into that child's room. Yeah, just really fun. Used a lot of wall decals in here, and the canopy bed. Into the second child's room. This is for like someone into scouts, I guess. And we are looking into the little half bath there. So that's our half bath. And then the final kids room, super girly, super fun, very sweet here. And then into our what would be a guest bedroom or a teen's bedroom. And then I believe we will be going to look into the backyard. So you've got the pool, you've got a gardening space, you've got an area for the kids, you've got a grill, an area to sit, you've got the pool. Just very basic, pretty much the same as I would do with most builds, and the front. So we do have the reindeer, which I think is a lovely addition to this park, and a little seating area. And yeah, that is today's build, guys. If you have stayed till the end, thank you so much. And I wish you have a wonderful Christmas for tomorrow. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and I will see you very soon. Bye.